Hey guys, it's Konami. Sakura Con is at the very end of this week and I have a couple more things that I would like to do for my costume. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish the costume that I was working on, but I am going to be revamping and re-wearing my Eternal Sailor Moon cosplay that I finished for last year's Sakura Con but didn't get to wear very much. So I actually just recently purchased the Eternal Tear wand and I am actually going to be repainting it to the anime colors because this is a bootleg and I want to change it to white and red. So I figured I'd take a quick video and maybe some snapshots to show you my progress. So I hope you enjoy. All right, so my first order of business was to take the wand apart. You can see here, these are the screws. Even though it is a bootleg and the sound board is not correct, it actually plays Chibi Moon's Pink Sugar Heart Attack, which is common in Sailor Moon bootlegs. I'm going to keep it intact as best as I can, because it does have a light feature, which even if it doesn't sound right, still kind of looks cool. So the next thing that I'm going to do is hand wash each of these pieces in a small water bath with some regular dish soap. And the reason I'm going to do that is, even though it's a bootleg, this is from the 90s, so this has accumulated a lot of dirt and dust, so we're just going to get rid of that before we paint it. Okay, so now we have the pieces all washed and now they are air drying. So I'm going to go over a little bit about the pieces themselves and kind of tell you what the game plan is going to be. So for this particular bootleg, most of the pieces that you saw that were pink are actually going to be turned white. Pieces like this that are a metallic gold can't really be replicated with spray paint, unfortunately. And the reason that is because in the production of these toys, when they're assembled and made, they are spray coated with a chrome-like paint. And after the chrome color is put on, so the reflective color, they're actually sprayed again with another color. In this case, for most of the golds that you see in the Sailor Moon toys, they are coated with a yellowish color in order to reflect the gold back. So when you see gold, it's usually chrome covered in yellow. Now this guy right here is pink, and it's actually a darker pink in the actual wand. I'm actually going to keep it this color because it's transparent, and any paint that I put over it will actually mask that. So if the light feature, which works right now, were to be used after I had painted over it, you wouldn't be able to actually see the light at all. Because I'm not changing the gold color, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is, and the scuff marks and things are just going to have to stay for right now because I don't have the technology to repaint them chrome and then put that yellow over it. Alright guys, welcome to my paint studio, also known as my garage. Right now I am just testing a couple things with the paints that I currently have. I have this Testors spray enamel spray paint that is used on model cars. I've sprayed it over this pinkish purple magenta chrome, and this is the result. I think I'm gonna add a couple more layers. I also tried a little bit of this glitter blast by Krylon spray glitter. And I'm not really seeing the results that I was wanting. So I think that if I have to, I will use my regular matte red and then maybe a gloss over it and see how that works. Over here you can see that I've already primed the insides of the wand using the Krylon Color Master Silver. And originally I had the Cover Max primer, but I actually ran out. So that sucks. Anyway, I am going to add another layer and I will be right back. Alright guys, so that Testors paint did not stick at all. It has been like an hour, and when I went to paint it, I realized that it still looked pretty wet, so I took a paper towel to it and it just wiped right off. So I think we're gonna go ahead and go with the red Krylon paint that is also a primer, and I'm gonna have to see how that works, and I will let you know. So it looks like this Krylon paint is working out fabulously, and I am going to be adding this glitter blast on top of it so that it'll have like a nice red shiny glittery effect. Unfortunately, I won't get that same metallic-y effect, but I will get a nice glossy look. So at the end of this, I'm actually pretty pleased with how that turned out. In here you can see that I have primed the top sides of the wand, so I'll be able to paint this white with Plasti-Dip. And you can get this at most hardware stores. A lot of cosplayers use it to seal foam, and some people use it to actually recolor their cars. So I'm gonna try it as a method of making my plastic a little more durable and a little more heavy. So we'll check back with you in a sec. So right here, I did the white Plasti-Dip on my wand. And I don't know if you can see that, but it came out really, really, really textured. And I don't blame Plasti-Dip because when I did it the first time, it was perfect, as you can see here. However, when I went to do it the second time, for this piece right here, which is the front, it's textured because here in Washington, it's rather cold, and the optimal setting for you to use Plasti-Dip is in warmer weather. So I'm going to have to peel this off, and instead I'm going to use Krylon's Color Max to fix it. It's not going to be like this texture, which I actually really like, but at this point, with the con being basically tomorrow, I really don't have a choice. You can see on the inside the Plasti-Dip worked perfectly, but I'm actually out of Plasti-Dip and running out of time, so I'm going to have to make the decision to just use the plain glossy spray paint. And as you can see here with the Plasti-Dip, I'm not getting really full coverage on all of the pieces, so that's another reason why I need to redo these pieces again. So I will be back after I peel this all off and then respray paint it. Alright guys, after that fiasco of a paint job with the Plasti-Dip, I have taken the liberty of peeling off all of the Plasti-Dip from the product or the wand. And it's funny though, because even though it turned out awful, it's kind of a good testament to kind of show you guys that Plasti-Dip is exactly what it says it is. It will adhere, it's super tough, but it peels right off. And I've seen it like last through being keyed. I have seen it last through a car wash. So if you're planning on using Plasti-Dip for your car, I think it's an actually good product. Checking in with our main red pieces here. As you can see, they are all dry now, and they are actually looking really, really good. So I'm really happy with how these guys turned out, and I can't wait to see it all assembled. And it looks like it's been a success. This repaint is going great. I'm just gonna add one more layer of gloss, and then I'm gonna put it back together, and I will see you back in a little bit. So after all of the suffering and pain, I have finally put the last coat of gloss on this guy. And we are gonna put this Eternal Tear back together. And you can see here, all of the pieces are painted and ready to be assembled. And the Eternal Tear Bootleg repaint is complete. I am super happy with how this turned out. And while I was assembling it, I realized that this wand actually does what the official one does. actually has the extender at the bottom so that you can add the other pieces, which is kind of oddly fantastic. Overall, this paint job was a lot of fun. I super hate the fact that after using that Plasti Dip, there is that seam on the end result. It's just, I don't know, it's so glaring to me, but I'm sure display-wise it still looks really pretty. As far as the sound goes, after I fixed it and have the battle wound to prove it, this is what it sounds like. So that's a little bit disappointing, as like I think I said before, this and the other bootlegs Sailor Chibi Moon items that I've had play the exact same tune. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and not gonna lie, I am pretty happy with the end result. So I made it just in time for Sakura Con. The con starts later today, and I'm going to catch up on some of my sleep. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching this repainting kind of restoration video with me. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments box below. And if you'd like to see more crazy randomness from my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button wherever it seems to be. Until next time, this is Konami saying thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye!